What up, everyone? It's Ryan Wilson. You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. Are you a fan of spine-chilling tales, creepy creatures, and all things horror? Listen to LK the Horror Nerd. He offers in-depth reviews of movies, books, and games, exclusive interviews, and chilling discussions. That's right, folks. Check out LK the Horror Nerd, another podcast on the You Run Podcast Network. Check it out, y'all.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast, Stuffed Crust Edition. I'm your host with the most on the ones and twos. You know they call me Shed Lasso. You know they call me Shed Theodore Logan. It's Mr. Fatback Supreme himself, Ryan Wilson. I hope you're all doing great out there. Also with me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the astounding, the one and only Afro Pick, Sweatpants Overlord, Gonic's very own Greg Hoey. Greg, great to hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm slinging tires now. I'm a little tired.
You're fired.
Thank you. So, yeah, I started my new job. We spoke a little bit last time. I was asking one of my coworkers about the dress code, and I noticed one of my fellow companion coworkers was wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and I said, hey, like, look at this guy. Is that okay to wear like sweatpants and sweatshirt? And he's like, yeah, he kind of dresses like a slob. And he didn't realize that I was trying to ask if I could wear sweatpants and sweatshirts as well. I mean, obviously I wear a sweatshirt, but it just goes with the territory. But new digs. It's definitely more tiring than selling cannabis.
I imagine so. Definitely. I just want to say I talked to one of the members of the Hip Hop Heads podcast. I talked to him live in human person today. He's like, hey, I want to let you know that I checked out that 90s songs episode. He's like, good stuff. He's like, but the Cranberries? No dudes were listening to the Cranberries in the fucking 90s, dude.
I was totally listening to the Cranberries.
He's like, I know that wasn't your pick, but what the fuck?
Don't tell him about the bird and the bee.
So shout out to the Hip Hop Heads podcast. That was fun. Also, I just wanted to say that we have a one of the wait staff at work is expecting a child.
Ooh.
And she came to me with the name initially. She's like, I think we're gonna name it Oliver. And I was like, oh, I almost had a kid named Oliver, yada yada yada. I was like, I think it's a great name. So they come back in a few weeks later. Hey, want to let you know that my husband decided that we were going to change the name. I was like, okay. I was like, what's the name? They're like, we're thinking about Milton. I'm like, Milton? Milton? It's like, what kind of bullshit name is Milton? He's like, you can't name your kid Milton. He's going to get beat up every day. He's like, you like the shitty town in New Hampshire, Milton? She's like, yeah. I was like, you name your kid Milton, he's going to have every allergy known to man. He's like, yeah, I can't have nuts. I only drink oat milk. Don't forget my EpiPen, guys.
Now, I'll admit that Oliver is definitely a cooler name than Milton. However, Oliver might get tossed in the trash can once or twice as well, too. Maybe it's stuffed in a locker. Unless it's Oliver Tree.
Or John Oliver.
He's alive, I believe, still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always like John Oliver.
Well,
the HBO show, I mean.
Yeah, it's a good show. So that later that night, her husband comes in to eat, and he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "What's up, man? What's up, man?" It's like, Milton? You gonna name your kid Milton?
After a board game?
He's like, yeah, you don't like it? I was like, I mean, I guess if you want someone born with a wheat allergy. And it's like, oh, we actually can't go on the field trip, guys. I can't actually make it today. And he's like, God damn you. I was like, what? He's like, I'm never gonna get that voice out of my head. Fast forward another week, name's back to Oliver.
Oh shit. It's like you should have said, why don't you just name him Millhouse?
So that was heroic of me, I think.
Yeah, that was very Larry David of you.
Well, I mean, I have been finishing up season 12 of Curb Your Enthusiasm or whatever season it is.
Inspired to shoot down baby names.
Dude, I think maybe that's where it came from. I don't know. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Larry David.
We're not? Fuck.
Nor are we here to talk about babies named Milton. Tonight we're here to talk about spoof comedies, okay?
Woo!
Now, I wouldn't be the person that I am if I didn't grow up with spoof comedies. Some of these movies I probably watched 25, 30 times when I was a kid. You know? Latchkey kid. A lot of free time. So, thank you for everything you did for me, spoof movies.
I love them. They're like my favorite comedies. I love stupid comedies. Like, you get a good smart comedy that's, well acted, good drama with some comedy sprinkled in there. I'm into it. But give me the dumb shit. That's what I want. That makes me laugh the most. I love it.
I'm not really a fan of dramedies, man. Like, I don't want to. I don't like to have that emotion. Like, it's like you got to be kind of right in the middle for this one. You want to laugh? Well, too bad. We're gonna make it sad at the end. The guy's baby dies.
Well, I mean, Judd Apatow kind of does those kind of movies. And I think he does them really well. Like, Knocked Up isn't necessarily a dramedy, but it kind of is, I guess. And I love Knocked Up. I think that movie is
for sure.
Excellent.
I agree.
I almost said the F word. I got to limit my F words.
All right. I will also try to do that. All right. Here we go. Limiting my F word. My first pick for spoof comedy films, Greg. It's a pretty obscure one. All right. I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. All right. And it's starring one of probably the most important humans of all time. And I'm talking about Weird Al Yankovic. And that movie is UHF.
Nice, dude.
All right. We got introduced the world, well, to me anyway, to Michael Richards. I mean, it had Victoria Jackson. It was just a great movie, man. I watched that movie, fuck, I don't even know how many times, man. Like, I still think about the Badgers. We don't need no stinking Badgers. And Red Snapper and Stanley Spakowski's Playhouse. Who wants to drink from the fire hose? Yeah, and I don't even know if you're familiar with it, Greg. I mean,
of course I'm familiar with that. I've seen UHF a shit ton of times. I love Weird Al Yankovic. I love his music, and I love when he's in film. I think he's great. He's very talented.
Word, I agree. Yeah, dude. I mean, I just had a great time with this movie growing up. The Rambo sequence at the end, shooting down the helicopters and shit. I mean, thank you, Weird Al, for the music and the laughs.
And that hair right now he looks like a funnier Michael Bolton.
Well, he does have his signature mustache too. And you know what? Weird Al, he earns his mustache.
So I remember watching this movie at Seamus's place in Connecticut when we were younger. We woke up as folks because we were laughing so goddamn hard. I'm talking about Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. The Wayans brothers, they're back at it again. Marlon Wayans, Sean Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Lil Wayne mysteriously absent from this film.
Lil Wayne was mysteriously absent from this one. I think the Wayans brothers do fantastic spoof comedies. Whether it be I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, or the Scary Movie series, they're always just off the wall. I mean, this movie's spoofing Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Juice, all that stuff. Boys in the Hood. It's so well done. If you haven't seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, do yourself a favor and check it out. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. I've only seen it a couple times, but I love everything the Wayans brothers do. I mean, it's just they just do spoofs better than anyone. And they just announced they're making another Scary Movie. Back together again. What's up? That's why my next pick is motherfucking Scary Movie. Let's just stay right on the Wayans brother. Which
All
one?
right.
It could be any one of them, man. I love them all.
It's got to be 2.
2 is great. Also, 2 has that Mandela effect bullshit thing that ruined my life.
How so? Explain.
So, apparently, the scene that everybody remembers is when the guy is dangling out the window and says, "Wait, take my strong hand." Right?
He says, "Take my little hand."
Not in the movie at all.
That's bullshit.
Look it up.
They probably edited it out, probably. It's a different version.
Out of everything?
Yes, they took it off the existence.
Out of everything.
Well, he says, "Take my hand." Take my hand. He's like, "Oh, give me your other one."
Yeah, well, wasn't in the movie.
He's like, "But it's my strong hand." It totally is in the movie.
He doesn't. I'm telling you right now, it's going to ruin your life too. It's just like this shit from Candyman, where there's no CCTV footage anywhere except, I guess, in mine and other people's brains.
No.
Yes. Google this shit, dog. It's going to ruin your life.
Yeah.
Come on! You're gonna fall unless you take my hand. No, give me your other hand. Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand. No, get it away from me. Take it.
See?
Now we can't get monetized.
You just chop off a little bit of that. Chop off a little bit of the small hand. See, it's not a Mandela effect. It's there. It happened.
Look it up, man.
I just did. I
That's
just played it.
Bro, you can't tell the difference between real life and AI. Like, you're part of the problem, Greg. All right? You're what's ruining art. I'm sorry.
I love all the scary movies, especially more so when the Wayans brothers were doing them. You know, the Charlie Sheen one was okay.
Okay.
It was pretty good with Simon Rex. I liked it.
I fucking love that movie.
I love it too.
That has my favorite joke in the entire Scary Movie series, which I know that's not the Wayans brothers one, but it's the part where Charlie Sheen's wife is cut in half by the car.
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts too.
And then her hat keeps getting bigger and bigger every time.
I'm talking about when Charlie Sheen's talking to the cop, and he's asking her if he can have time with her bottom half, and she doesn't get it. No. But I love when he walks by the M. Night Shyamalan character, and he's like, "Hey, Tom, I'm going to need a ride home." That's my favorite line ever. I love it.
When they're demonstrating how the wife is like split in half, like she breaks the taco shell, and then she breaks the hot dog in half, and that's what he's like. He's like,
I don't get it.
He's like, can I talk to the? He's like, can I squeeze in a few minutes with the top half? What about the bottom one?
Yeah, it's good shit.
But
I do like that movie, but I think for me, Scary Movie 2 it reigns supreme.
It is. It's probably the best one. Scary Movie 1, obviously. I don't even know how many times I watched that because I was like almost like the beginning of DVDs coming out, sort of when Scary Movie came out, and I feel like that one was just always on, and it's fantastic.
Well, Anna Faris is great in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of Anna Faris, I'm going to piggyback on that with Keanu. Keanu's not your typical spoof movie, but it's spoofing John Wick. It's the Key and Peele boys. Also has Will Forte in it, but it has Anna Faris as herself. She's like smoking crack, and then like Key's probably like, "Hey, you're Anna Faris, right?" Like that's when you realize she's playing herself smoking crack. But yeah, he like breaks up with his girlfriend. And then he opens his door and he finds a cat at his doorstep, and he like falls in love with his cat. And then like, these gangsters come and steal his cat, so they're on like a mission to get the cat back. I don't know if you've seen Keanu. But...
I love Keanu, man. And you know what's sad about that movie is it makes me wish that fucking Peele wasn't so fucking pretentious now.
Nope.
Your serious movies aren't good. Go back to being funny. I don't want to see flying cowboy hats. You had one good movie. That's it.
No.
And that was great. Everything after that, it's like, wish you were still Key and Peele.
Peele. Hey, turn your headset down, Ryan. I'm talking to Jordan Peele. Hey, Jordan, don't listen to him. Everything's great. All your movies were awesome. Us, Nope, Get Out. I mean, flying cowboy hats. Let's go. Flying jellyfish. Come on now.
I'm just glad you picked Keanu, I guess, man.
Well, actually, I pivoted a little bit. I just did a little pivot.
I hope he does make more cool movies. I just want him to do something that's not, boring. Pretentious.
But Will Forte is great, and Keanu with his cornrows and stuff, and he's insane in the membrane.
All right, well, my next pick, Greg, is a Mel Brooks classic, and I'm talking about Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Carrie Elwes. What's up?
Carrie Elwes.
Elwes? Nobody actually knows how his name's pronounced. We had Richard Lewis, Dave Chappelle, Tracy Ullman, Patrick Stewart. I mean, the list goes on. What are your thoughts, Greg? Kiss the ring.
I saw that.
Oh, you're making a Carrie Elwes saw pun.
Yeah. Yeah. Richard Lewis, Dave Chappelle, Robin Hood Men in Tights is fantastic. My first one.
I actually showed this movie to my kids like a couple years ago, and I just had such a nostalgia brain for it when I showed it to them that I wasn't even thinking how wildly inappropriate it must be. When he's singing to her behind the sheet and the sword raises up to her face, a little uncomfortable. Nonetheless, it definitely holds up.
Dad, why is his sword touching her face? Oh, well. One day we'll talk about that, son.
I didn't want to.
You'll learn it from Robin Hood Men in Tights. You'll get it one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was great to see Richard Lewis in his prime and that shit. I mean, we obviously have the famous we're men in tights, tights, tights. We roam around the forest looking for fights. Huh? That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
And
for a second there, I thought Robin Hood Men in Tights was playing during the podcast.
No, that was me, Greg.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Mel Brooks crushes it. I mean, what's your next fucking pick, Greg? Everybody watch Robin Hood Men in Tights. Dave Chappelle was still funny when that movie was out.
Dave Chappelle is still funny, but he just has his moments, I suppose. I am going to pick one of the funniest movies I have ever seen in my life. One of the top 3 soundtracks for me.
I know where you're going with this.
And I'm talking about 2016 pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping.
It's great. R. Kelly crushes in that movie.
I'm a Seal guy myself.
That's who I meant. Damn it. Send me a kiss from a
rose. I pissed all over your joke.
Hey.
I love the song Humble featuring Adam Levine, and like Adam Levine is like air humping his like hologram. I love at the end of the song Humble where it cuts to Mariah Carey and she's like, you know what? I really relate to this song because I'm really humble. And it's the Lonely Island Boys. Another great line too is like when he's talking when one of the rappers, they're like an old rap group that's kind of like the Beastie Boys, and Connor for Real splits off and does his own thing. He's got like 800 producers, and his first album is called Thriller Again or something like that. But his new album is supposed to be like the shit, and he he has so many producers, so many different cameos, and it just flops. And they're interviewing one of the other rappers who's a cannabis farmer. And he's like, we used to be a tricycle. And if you take away one of the wheels, what do you have? A bicycle. Don't use that. Don't use that. And he kills me. He's one of my favorite Lonely Island dudes. But such a great movie. So many cameos. I can't recommend this movie enough. Not a lot of people know about it, but Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping is fucking hilarious.
What about we upload your entire album to fridges, washers, dryers, blenders, microwaves across the country?
Yeah, that's from Deborah. She's like, Deborah? She's like, what are the origins of that? I think it's Deborah. Yeah, Maya Rudolph. Yes, so good. Hungry, or Hunter the Hungry, the rapper.
Yeah, dude, I love that first song he drops is fire in that movie.
Yeah, dude, it's so sick, dude. I love that shit. Yeah, I was about to sing one of the rap lyrics, but I don't want to cancel us.
Good call.
Stomp it through the forest like a Tyrannosaurus.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Chris Red's fucking hilarious. He's awesome.
Yeah, that movie's fucking fantastic. And if you haven't seen Pop Star, Never Stop Topping, what's stopping you? Huh?
Yeah, hey, and definitely go to Spotify or Apple Pod, wherever you get your music, and listen to that goddamn soundtrack. Because between my next movie, Team America World Police, and Pop Star, those are the 3 best soundtracks ever made. Comedy soundtracks, I should say.
All right, well, that's fantastic, man. I'm gonna go. My next pick is National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon. Emilio Estevez, Samuel L. Definitely one of my all-time favorite spoofs. Like, it's just, I mean, when his trail, from the fact that his trailer looks like a palace on the inside, to like him walking through the moon like butt naked, he's just like ripped with muscles, and that movie was everything to me, man. Thoughts, Greg?
The Sheens, man. The Sheens do spoof comedy well, whether it be Emilio Estevez or Mr. Charlie Sheen. They're great at spoofing people. Canceled, but actually Emilio's not canceled. He's a Mighty Duck still.
Yeah,
quack.
You can't
Quack.
cancel him, dude.
Quack. Quack. Quack.
So I mean, yeah. It's obviously loading it's obviously spoofing Loaded Weapon, where you have Estevez as
Lethal Weapon.
What did I say?
You said loaded. You said loaded. It's spoofing Loaded Weapon.
Right.
It is Loaded Weapon.
If you're accusing me of being stoned right now, I'm not. All right, and that's really insensitive that you would even say that. It's a new year, new me. 2020 thrive, baby.
Wait,
Oh, speaking of 2020 thrive. The other day, Jim and his wife came in, and that's all I've been saying to people. Like, how's it going? I'm like, I'm 2020 thriving over here myself. So Jim and his wife came in, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come smoke after work?" It's like it was like right before I got out. I was like, "It's like, no, I do not." I was like, "I live 45 minutes from here. I don't want to get home at midnight." I was like, "Besides, you people look like swingers." And the lady that was sitting next to him goes, "I agree."
Get it? You don't want to get any of that? Get into that Jim and Alex?
No, I want to be their friend. I'm their friend, Greg. We have communications at my workplace.
I see that.
They get bourbon honey mustard wings, the sauce I created.
It's funny. Last time I saw Alex, she invited me over to come hang out too, but I was like, no, I don't want to leave my house.
Leaving houses is stupid.
It is.
But National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon is fantastic. Okay? Watch it, kids, because my next pick is Greg's turn.
Oh, well.
See what I did there?
You did. I like it. This is the greatest movie of all time. I live my life to this movie. This movie needs more didgeridoos. It needs an army of didgeridoos. I'm talking about 2007, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. What else is there to say? If you haven't seen a Dewey Cox story, or if you haven't seen the Dewey Cox story, do yourself a favor, cut yourself in half. The opening scene is a little tough to watch because it's very stupid, but, you know, it's a couple kids having each other in half, but whether it be wrong kid died or just the funniest penis shots ever. Like when he's talking to his dad on the phone and just kind of pans back and Bert standing right next to him with his little tiny dick just sitting there. Fucking Bert. Oh, man. But it's got like Chris Parnell's in it. His band is Tim Meadows, Chris Parnell, and is it Matt? Oh, it's the guy from Upright Citizens, from UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. I think it's Matt Glasser.
Okay.
The weird looking, the Donnie with the dick, the big old dick that he ties around his bike. Their band is so ridiculous. So many great lines. Jenna Fisher's hilarious in it. Kristen Wiig is off the wall. Shake, you're never going to do anything, do we? He's like, I think I'm doing pretty good for a 14-year-old with 5 kids.
Chris Parnell is probably one of my favorite voice actors of all time.
Oh, he's great. He's a great side act. He's a great like cameo in anything, whether it be Dr. Spaceman in 30 Rock.
Yeah. And he's done like some of his cartoons have been amazing as well, man. But question, is John C. Reilly America's greatest treasure?
He is the ween of actors. He's the most diverse actor out there. He can do it all. He can do everything, whether it be dramedies, drama, comedy, horror, action. I mean, this guy's
more
got
dramedies.
it all. More blankets and less blankets.
Indie dramas. Dramas. Thank you for your contribution to our world, John C. Reilly.
Oh, I love John C. Reilly. I'm going to be, when, I don't want to even say it, but like, when Larry goes, John C. Reilly, even Will Forte, like, I'm not sorry, Will Forte, Will Ferrell, like, those are my boys, like, but John C. Reilly, Will Ferrell cameos or team-ups are great, but John C. Reilly in this movie, obviously it spoofs Walk the Line, which is also a good movie, but the soundtrack to this is amazing. Every song is a fucking banger. I love it, dude. Even Hold My Hand, like the Beatles song, when the guy's like, you know who has hands? The devil. And he uses them for holding things.
Absolutely, man. I fucking adore this movie. It's definitely one of the greatest spoofs out there. Fun fact, don't like Johnny Cash, though.
Really? Oh, yeah. We talked about I'm trying to get Dewey Podmonster to review it. I said, if you guys reviewed Walk Hard, you fucking better have me on. I need to be on that.
All right, look, this last one was a toss-up for me between two of them. All right, I guess I'll briefly say what the runner-up was, and that was Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. I watched those movies 30 times at least when I was a kid. I just love them so much. There's so much going on in those movies. Like there's never not a joke taking place somewhere on the screen. Like even all the shit off to the sides is like it's just fantastic.
That's the great thing about spoof movies because they're usually turning out jokes nonstop. As doesn't matter how ridiculous they are, or how stupid they are. I love it. It's Hot Shot movies are great.
But as much as I love the Hot Shots franchise, if I didn't talk about the granddaddy of all spoof comedies, the greatest spoof comedy of all time, I'm talking about motherfucking Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's hit it at ludicrous speed.
Rick, we're all assholes, sir.
I mean, obviously, if I was going to get, You Gonna Eat That Crust tattoo, it would be of Pizza the Hut, who ate himself to death.
I love the guy who's like eating them as well too, like they're with him, like the robot guy.
Yeah.
We recorded an episode. You couldn't make it the other day, and one of the questions was, "What is the combination to President Scrooge's luggage?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. Yeah. That's the combination of my luggage.
Yeah, Seamus really needed you yesterday. It was going to be you and him versus Justin, and Justin ran away with it. It was 4 to 1.5. Or it was 4 to 1.75. I gave Seamus 0.75 for knowing a couple half answers.
Seamus gets mad at remembering things like
that.
He
does. He was getting pissed. And I had to throw him a bone. In fact, I mixed up a couple questions. I'm like, all right, I'll give this one to Seamus because I think he'll get it right.
That's why we love him, though. We need that. We need that energy, Yeah, it can't all be lighthearted funs.
Another question was, I'll ask you this. In the movie Spaceballs, what did they find when they were combing the desert?
Man, we ain't found shit.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the funniest scenes ever.
I told you to take only what you needed to survive. And I need this to survive.
Yeah. Oh man, fucking John Candy, Joan Rivers. Oh man, what a. I'm playing. I told you never. I told you to knock when I'm playing with my toys.
Yes, sir. I'll remember the dog next time you're playing with your dolls.
Rick Moranis is so great in that.
Yeah, I mean, if he comes back for this sequel, it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'll just we all need Rick Moranis in our lives again, you know?
Just the big helmet and the little black tie. Like, it's just so great, dude. It's such a good movie. Well, the creeps
Trying to drink coffee through the mask.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's jam.
He's jamming the radar.
Raspberry jam.
There's only one man who uses raspberry. Lone Star.
Yeah. It's got the great Alien throwback there with a guy from Alien. Was it Kane from Alien who gets it the first? Who brings the alien back to the ship?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Check, please. Yeah, that is a great one to end on. That's such a fantastic spoof movie. One of the best of all time, if not the best. Again, I couldn't leave off like Pop Star and Walk Hard because they mean so much to me.
Well, I mean, you know, you can't forget about Naked Gun either, man.
Oh, of course.
Those movies were iconic. I mean, Leslie Nielsen was the man. Nice beaver. Thank you. I had it stuffed last week.
Yeah. Let's name off a few honorable mentions.
All right, go ahead.
There's like Not Another Teen Movie. There's like the Return of the
got a gun.
Like the Return of the Living Dead franchise.
Mm-hmm. Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz. Yeah, Team America World Police is up there as well.
Absolutely.
There's the Austin Power movies. There's just so many good ones.
It's a whole world of spoofing out there.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of the whole world, would you like to hear what some of the listeners said about spoof movies?
Whoa, we have listeners?
Yep.
I'd love to hear what they have to say, Greg.
This guy showed me probably the coolest game I've ever played, Snake from Nokia Phone, talking about Dewey Podmonster. He's got Shaun of the Dead, Spaceballs, Hot Fuzz, Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
More Leslie Nielsen.
And Life of Brian.
Ooh, always look on the bright side of life.
Here's a softball for you. Kate from Down Under.
Oi!
Thank you. Austin Powers, 1 or 3. She got Shaun of the Dead as well. Spaceballs. Life of Brian.
Excellent.
And Team America World Police. Oh!
Fuck yeah! I don't think I've seen Austin Powers since they initially came out. I wonder if they hold up.
Oh, I guarantee they fucking do. A condom? Only sailors use condoms. Yes, I have protection. I have a 9mm automatic. Shit's great, man. I guarantee it does. All right.
We'll have to find out here.
Justin from Pop Culture Reflections. He's got The Naked Gun. He's got Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. He's got Hot Shots Part 2. Shaun of the Dead. And Spaceballs. And
the movie.
Spaceballs, the movie. And he also said, give a little shout out to Blazing Saddles.
There you go. Nice work, Justin. Proud of you. You're like a son to me.
I think I have another one. I thought I had another one. That was it. That's all I have for
thank you, listeners.
Responses.
You guys are fucking dope as shit. And that's why I want to thank you all for listening. You're all beautiful, beautiful people.
Yeah, this one's going to be fun for you to edit. Take out my and all that stuff. Yeah, thanks to everyone who listens. We rep the You Run Podcast Network. You can find us on there. You can go to our Patreon if you want to donate to the show. You want to give us a good review. That would be awesome. Any review on any of the platforms would be awesome. We appreciate that. Brings us more listeners. Makes us more available to other
More
eyes,
powerful.
other ears. Yes.
More powerful than you could possibly imagine.
All the power's going to my legs. Like one of my left leg is way bigger than the other one right now. So, but yeah, find us on Spotify, Apple Pod, YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit.
That's right, everyone. And I don't give a shit what you're reading, okay? You put that down. And you got to remember something. In crust, thou trust.
We trust. Booyakasha! Wagwan!
You gonna eat that crust, the flamethrower.
You gonna eat that crust, the pizza.
And finally, you gonna eat that crust, the doll. It's me.
Stuff,